Hello, 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 and welcome back to FRLT. It is time for none other than Tier 1, and it's round number 3 of Season 4. We return, yes, we do return. Here's the track map for lovely Great Britain. As you can see, 5.891 kilometers, 3.660 miles. You can see multiple turns, a total of 18 turns during this entire track. So before we get into anything else, I'm joined alongside by Will. How are you?
Yeah, I'm quite good, thank you. How about you?
I'm doing quite well. It's an interesting one tonight, isn't it? Home track for many, and a lot to do. Of course, here is the calendar. Netherlands. We've done the Netherlands and we've done Bahrain last week. Now we have Great Britain this week. We'll then be going to Kota, Brazil, Monza, China, Saudi Arabia, Imola, and Austria to finish off the season. But one thing I want us to look at is actually my apologies, music really loud again. I do apologize. It's like this all the time. Is the one thing I want us to actually look at is the standings specifically. What's your sort of opinion on them at the moment? You know, AMS leading still, not by much. XPG following very, very close behind. We're missing XPG Flame for the moment.
Yeah, I mean, like, it is quite interesting. I thought it would have been XPG at the top, but no, AMS still stand on the top, really. Let's look at the midfield. You have got a new team here joining us today, UFRT. Let's see what they could do. I think they are second in fours.
Yeah, they are. I updated the standings today, so I should remember this very well. Ultimately, we are going to be getting going now for qualifying.
Back to what I was saying, TTR is obviously close, which was a bit of a shock for me.
Fourth as well in the standings. They had a great start, but they're gone now.
Yeah, EVR following mediocrely closely. Now 10 points behind XR8. Everybody will bump up a position. SKG, now P5, had a solid start with Milan, being quite competitive last week out in Bahrain. Quite a dramatic race that one was. HRT though and SCT have had a bit of a poor start to the season. Like, I remember HRT like consistently up there. I remember in Kota last season they're like fighting for the win, and now they find themselves with 4 points only. But hopefully they can get some good points back today.
Yeah, I do agree. I think quite a few of these teams do need to do it. We are into qualifying now, which I will take you to. But just before we do that, I must say the team, of course, HRT got massive penalties last week, dropped them down the order. It was quite a tough one for them to take. VEL as well, LR as well, you know, adding on to that, you know, no points, still on 10. The team that finished, of course, third in the standings last season, LR, not looking great for the moment, you know, down in 7th in the standings. But I must say, from 6th up to 1st, the title is still on, I would say, very much for the top 6 in the championship. Of course, TTRE are gone, so we've only got 5 teams. But it's but you know what I mean. There's still quite a bit of a battle on for sort of all of them. I must say there is still quite a bit of a battle going on. We're gonna go to the track now, as you can see, very nicely to the track. But yeah, I think there's a lot to see, and a lot to happen tonight. Of course, there's 19 drivers. We should be having a 20th driver coming in soon. It is Flame. We have already got a car heading out onto the track. I believe that is actually TTRE Lewis. We'll just call him Lewis because TTRE aren't here anymore. Driving in the HRT here tonight. We're going to wait for him to come out of the pits. And here we are, first car out on track for Great Britain. And they took a while to get out on track.
They quite did. I think Flame is doing another
Yeah, I know. I've seen
competition. I
that.
think he's doing
Yeah.
EML.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got quite out already. I did see like a 3-car train already. Yeah, 3 cars out. That is Nash, Manverse, and Dusty Bassoon. I'm gonna watch the RB cars, UFRT, very very closely this race. I think we're just sort of a big one for them because they're just the banker really. This is where which is where we all see where they are going to be competitive or not, where they'll be consistently fighting in the midfield, maybe
Yeah.
up the front, or maybe just like scraping at the back markers.
I think very much you are right there, but I will say in fours, as we've already said, they are second. So in one championship, they're not, they aren't struggling. Of course, this is a little bit of a step up. I think many consider it to be quite a big step up, as many have said. But the first driver heading round on lap is Lewis. Let's ride on board with him. Do you want to take it away?
Yes, I will. So now coming down onto the main straight, the next 2 corners are completely flat out, get as much curb as possible. Bit of bumps through there, so you kind of want to avoid those. But then next hard braking, gotta use as much curb as possible, but don't get too close though, or that will ruin your lap time. All look very neat and tidy. Coming down onto the first DRS straight, activating with DRS, burning the battery. Let's have how he will fare in sector 1. That is a 27.480. Coming down into a long, twisty section of the track before being met with the old pit straight. These are critical corners of this Grand Prix, a wise man once said. But they're just one of the fastest corners on this track by absolute miles. Absolutely flat out. Maybe don't try and use that curb or you will lose the rear end. Now coming into another fast section of the track, Madison Beckett's flat out through here, flat out through there, maybe a little lift through there. I think that's what Lewis does. Bit of a wiggle on the exit there. 2.861 on the second sector. Yes, gone purple, but I don't think that's really admirable right now. Little dab on the brakes for this next corner. Sorry, before being met with a very hard braking zone. That's just the most important corner of the entire track. Because if you mess this up, it will be over. But I do think that's gone very neat and tidy. I'm coming across the line with a 26.1.
Very strong there from Lewis for HRT. Of course, HRT looking for some qualifying performances. Hello, Time, and welcome to the stream. I was going to say hello to you. I was waiting to say hello. But yes, welcome to the stream. But I must say, I will say now, Maverse, by the way, a little bit further behind as the game's been a bit dumb and decided to not do fast lap. Maverse really, goes into P2, 2/10 behind his teammate Nash, slowest of all is now Casper, goes up into a 26.3 as well. The Bird, not having a good first run, but I think it was a slow first run from himself. Ryan Benink now goes fastest of all, 26.072, finding about 900ths more, but that's not a lot more. So clearly, I think they're there. Robbie, with what a lap from Robbie, 25.875, 2/10 ahead of his teammate.
That is absolutely unbelievable. Let's see who's next across the line. I think let's check the track map. I think it is a Mercedes, but which one? I think it is. No, Milan's on a lap, but Nado goes to pole by 2/10, breaks into the 25.6s.
Very good.
Dusty is on a lap. Yes, he is. Comes across, just entering sector 3 just now. Being confident on that throttle, but now I don't think that will affect us. Very sharp braking, as I said before. Got to cut as much as possible. Very neat and tidy. How will he fare? How will he do? The answer is P4. Just missing out on the 25 lap time.
Very good, though. Raz, a gamer, by the way, we've just missed him. He went to a 25.9, so a third driver into those sort of lap times. So it is looking quite close at the moment. I think we've got Pishi coming round as the Bird goes to P7, by the way, 26.2. And we just saw I'm just going to call him Daniel because I'm not being rude. I just don't know how to say that name. And I'm not going to just brutally kill it. So Daniel goes P3. So EVR looking quite strong in the first runs, but that's another driver, 4 drivers to the 25s, which is very, very good so far. Trying to find who is next. Tibor to cross the line next. He's going to go P8. P1 and P8. AMS looking a little bit off again with that. Do you know what? I'm not trying to be mean here, but AMS has had one problem this season, and I think we'll both agree on this. They've had practically just one driver in it. Their second driver seems to struggle, and I'm not naming names specifically, but it just looks like their second driver's a bit further off in performance. Usually it's either sort of maybe 0.2 or, possibly even like half a second slower. So, at the moment, with Tibor being P8 and, there being about a half a second gap between the two of them, it's not looking good, just over half a second. It's quite a large gap, and it could prove quite difficult because Simba's just gone P8 now, 26.0. I think Nardo's put in a very good lap there. But the worst part is, it's not just one driver who can win you a Drivers' Championship, excluding Max Verstappen 2023, let's just say. In FRLT, one driver can't win you a championship. You need to work as a team. And having a massive gap, taking 27 points as in total isn't enough, because look at, for instance, XR8, they're taking 18 and taking 6 more, so they'll only score 2, they'll only score, 4 less points, or 3, 3 less points. My brain's completely died all of a sudden for maths, but not looking good for SKG, shall we say. P11 and P16 at the moment, not a good for... It is very close, you can't lie, it's incredibly close. From, I think, I'd say from about 3rd down to probably about 11th, it's incredibly close. But it's not where SKG need to be, as Zinks leaves the session and it's retired him as well. That's quite unlucky there.
Yeah, I'm just going to agree with you. I think we do need to give AMS the Red Bull car from now on. But anyway, yeah, definitely one driver cannot win you a championship in FLRT. But then again, it is only the start of qualifying. There doesn't be final classification. But I do agree on you. But hopefully Tibor can find some pace in his setup and car. I'm trying to outpace Ryan Benink, or maybe Dusty Bassoon. I think the cars are now coming out again, so I do think we might see a bit of more pace from Tibor, I believe. What about SKG though? Now he's looking quite strong. Last round, it's really shown that pace.
If you have him added, you might need to invite him back.
I do.
So yeah, if you could invite him back, because I don't want to
invite him.
Because I looked at mine and I can't find him on there.
Where is
Mavers is on a lap at the moment. He's a bit out of sync with everybody else. He's up by only about a 10th in the first sector. So let's see what he's going to find out of the middle sector. It is almost 2/10 now. Very good to see from HRT. They started out well, but it hasn't ended well. P10 and P15, they've kind of been the leaders a bit more as an overall team in qualifying performance. Mavers making his way round into the final corner. A little bit of a slide. And out of the corner, he goes P10, and he slots just exactly 100th ahead of his teammates. So, very good. Zink sadly retired from the session because the AI are terrible on this game. Nardo, by the way, is on a lap. He's up by 83 thousandths in his first sector, so he's definitely going to be going to a 0.5. Nardo needs a big lap here. He really needs a big lap at the moment. I'd very much say that. I think, who else is on the lap? Is it the Bird? No, it's not the Bird. Peshi's heading round, I believe. And I think Dusty's heading round. I think we've got maybe a Haas. That was Casper. Then we've got a Williams next. And that is actually Nardo who is coming round next. I was trying to find who was actually coming up to the line next. But Nardo, making his way round. Needs, AMS need a big one here tonight. They haven't won yet this season. They do need to take a win. They do need to get these crucial points, as Nardo goes just over a 10th quicker to a 25.5, helping himself a little bit further into the lead. But I think I think we both agree, you know, they need a bit more. Pishi, by the way, P5. So unless I just missed that, he just went really quick all of a sudden. But yeah.
I think it was yours P5. Anyway, mate, talking about UFRT and as far as it goes to P5, the bird, just in sector 3, almost 2 tenths up. I think he will be maybe 10th, maybe 9th, just being to ball, but that will depend on the chicane. Does the chicane neat and tidy? Ooh, that's a slide and a half, and he goes off into the gravel. Oh, no, that's not what you want to see, especially when you're 2 tenths up. And this car turns into a bit of a lawnmower there. Pains me.
Shanez
On a lap.
just went P8. He just slotted in front of his teammate.
He did.
A lot more drivers bumping up the order.
Milliseconds.
Tibor up by a tenth already, so he's definitely going to be slotting up into P7 at the moment. He's got to find about another 10th just to reach Pishi. EVR's looking very strong tonight, I must say. You know, we've got to talk about them. You know, P3 and P4 at the moment would be a very strong performance, up by almost 2 tenths now. So we might see Tibor get up there. I think that was Lewin Skiller who just went P5. Very good to see from himself. And Jacob H20 goes P8. So it is getting closer and closer. Drivers are improving quite a lot on their second runs. I think their first runs were quite scruffy from quite a few drivers. Across the line, where is Tibor going to go? Tibor goes to a 25.8.
Oh.
Very strong there.
Wow.
Incredibly strong, I must say myself. That was very, very good. Who's next to cross the line? Is it Ryan Benink? No, he was improving by 2 tenths, but he's invalidated his lap, so a bit of disappointment there. Robbie's on an out lap. I think Daniel's coming in.
Oh my god. Hang on, I got a cough.
I thought Bro had some information.
Really look at the order of the in-laps.
I thought Bro had some information for me, and I was waiting for it. Milan, by the way, went P5. Very much under the radar there for Milan to go P5. Look at how many drivers have done a 0.8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers have all done a 25.8. It is heating up. You know, about a quarter of the grid have all done the same lap, you know, in the same sort of 10th. Which is absolutely crazy. But let's see Robbie. Let's see what XR8 Robbie can do, because he's the closest. He's got to find 2 tenths. In Sector 1, he's only found 3 thousandths. So he's going to need quite a bit more than that to pull himself up into provisional pole. I think Nardo at the moment might be feeling quite safe with his lap. I wouldn't be exactly astonished or surprised in any sort of way if he didn't do a final run and he saved a set of tyres. Because, of course, he has that pole position by 2 tenths. But we'll have to see what Robbie does into this middle sector, because he might find maybe another 10th in this middle sector, and it might become a little bit more of a problem. He's missed the apex slightly there, and he's down by almost 3 tenths. So I think that is it for Robbie, and he is done. Yeah, disappointment there. We've got one driver on a lap, though. Mavers on a lap, I believe he's doing. This qualifying, I just want to say about HRT quickly in the Sauber. This qualifying's not going their way. P14 and 15, the quick qualifiers looking a bit slow here in Silverstone.
Yeah, they are. Oh, sector on each 1 tenth up though. That will definitely slow up to P11, maybe 12. No, P10 maybe. Yeah, just in the math. Bit of a wiggle on the exit there. I think that might affect his lap time. I'm not too sure. Anyway, going down the pit straight into Cop's corner. You know, got to get a bit aggressive on the curve there. A bit too aggressive for a console player. And now coming down into Maxim Beckett's. Oh, very aggressive. Didn't use a single bit of brakes at all. Oh, but that did cost him though 21 milliseconds down on the lap time. But I think he's going to carry on. Maybe they make a mistake in sector 3. Oh, did go a bit wide. It's at the end. It is the end. But his teammate, though, Lewis, the former TTRV driver, now a pilot of HRT, is on an outlap. And
by the way,
close to be soon.
I've just noticed something. Robbie, I think, is done. Because he's not improving on his lap currently. and he won't make it back to the pits and out in time. So I think Robbie's qualifying is over. So it's now in the hands of everyone else. Lewis, he's going to be the next one. We're going to be watching another sad one lap. And we'll ride on board with Lewis like we did at the start of qualifying. As this is the start of the final runs. Let's see how he's going to do. P15, his teammate P14, not with a chance of another run, I don't believe. And there's going to be a car in front of him. And this RB's just all in the way.
Oh, no.
Who was that? That was Pishi.
Go. Oh, no.
Quite ballsy to enter the championship like that. But he does have the fuel, by the way. Lewis does have the fuel. He has over 3 laps of fuel. So he does have the fuel for spare.
Also has the time. Yeah, yours has the time. 1 minute.
The bird is making
1
his way
minute
around.
Now. This quali session.
We'll watch the bird now because he's on his way around. Is he going slowly? I'm not sure what
lap.
I think he's going. Is he going slowly? I don't know. I think he is. I think he's pulled off. Mavers now done. I'm not sure whether he's pushing or not. I don't think he is. No, he's not. He's not pushing at all.
A very big train.
We got
like 3, by the way.
Nardo next, by the way. Let's try and find a driver who actually finishes the lap on board. Nardo making his way around. Still a lot of drivers, by the way, who haven't crossed the line yet, but they are starting to cross the line. There's still another 7 drivers who haven't crossed the line, but I think everybody will in time. I can't see the time in the top left because of the yellow flags. As now, Nardo.
30 seconds.
20 seconds left.
20 seconds.
Getting quite close. 3 drivers still need to cross the line. I think they'll have just about enough time. Nardo, as he comes across the middle sector, he's up by 9,000, so it will take him to literally dead on a 0.5, 25.5. Let's see, can he find more time in this final sector? Very much in my opinion, he might just be safe. His qualifying is now over. Flame didn't set a lap time in time, but he did join in time to be able to do the race. Let's see who's going to cross. And it's a massive slide, and that is Nardo done. I don't think we would have seen Nardo improve. I think we've got, I think it's Dusty Bassoon coming round. He's down by 1/10.5 in his middle sector, so I don't think we're going to see him improve. But I think he's just going to end the lap anyway, as it doesn't make much sense to go into the pits. But coming round,
there was Daniel.
And he's invalidated
1 tenth
anyway.
up.
And we've got to look to the next driver, and that is Casper, who's making his way round. Let's see what he does. He improves to P10. Big jump in the order. Let's see what Daniel's going to do. He's up by about 1/10. He could claim P2 if he can hook up this final sector. He does go P2, and that is a front row for EBR. I think that's their first, that could be not their first front row, but I think their second of the season already. As we look through the order, Ryan Benink doesn't do well. Milan! Fastest of all! SKG just grabbed pole in the final few moments. We've got to look back to Lewis, who's crossing the line next. He's going to go P12. Who's next to cross the line? That was Pishi. He didn't improve on his lap. I think we just saw Jacob jump up the order. And I think that is pretty much everyone done now. I think that is everyone done. Robbie's left. But Milan, with a last second pole position. But I've got to say, one team has had a bit of a moment, and that's XR8, P4 and P11. But the brilliance of the top 5 there, all so close, incredible.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, my mum got moving. But yeah, SKT with the absolute last-ditch efforts, with a very 2/10 clear. What a lap! I definitely need to watch that lap if you didn't record it. But yeah, just absolutely brilliant qualifying session. So close, by the way. How many drivers did the 0.8? That is 1, 2, 3.
And 0.9
then
as well.
Pishi,
top 13, all in the 25.
Scraping.
By the way, there is talk of Milan getting a tow down the straight. There is talk of that.
Oh no. Ooh.
So, we're going to go through the order in a second. Looks pretty crazy. It will be dealt with post-race, so a penalty will be given. Most likely a qualifying fine. But let's go through it. Milan is on pole, followed by Nardo in second, Daniel in third, Robbie in fourth, with Razagamer in fifth, Tibor sixth, Dusty Bassoon in 7th, Lewin Skiller 8th, Pishi in 9th, and Casper ending out the top 10. And then we have Ryan Benink in 11th, The Bird 12th, Jacob in 13th, Lewis in 14th, Shanners 15th, Simba in 16th, Mavers in 17th, Zinks in 18th, Nash in 19th, and Flame in 20th. Disappointing. I think the most disappointing qualifying came for none other than VEL, in my opinion.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't just watching the chat. I do think that it was Ryan Benink. It was 1.5 seconds. What? I'm very confused on what's happening.
Yeah, just don't. Just don't.
Okay, onto the race. SKG on pole. Very out of the blue. Yeah, will he be able to keep this lead? I don't know. I think that the pulsar starts on the outside, so he will have the inside for the first actual overtaking spot, unless he just get a bit of a bad start and Nardo jumps him on the start. Yeah, we'll just see how it goes, as I don't know when we're going to go racing.
Yeah, I accidentally put 38 instead of 28.
28.
So it was gonna be like 12 minutes, but no. It is for 28 past. It was just I'm so used to going for 8:38 past, but we're gonna get going.
We'll be here for quite a while.
Yeah, we would. We would run out of things to talk about. So of course there's some.
You know what? Okay. Sorry.
So let's see.
Someone just barged in my room.
Cold, but yeah, we're gonna be getting going in the next minute or two. It's gonna be an interesting one, I will say. Somebody hopefully is readied up now, so we can get going. But it was an interesting last few moments. SKG, I think SKG kind of had a bit of a moment. I think their qualifying looks slow, and definitely Jacob looks off of the pace. But Milan with the last second ditch attempt and talks of slipstream could be possible, because he improved by about 0.3, by the way, on his last run, which will be interesting to see.
I'm wondering if Milan did benefit from toe.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But I hear the beeping. Far. I hear the beeping from F1 24. That means we're going to be getting going in the next few moments. Ooh. Let's see how this will go. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go here in Great Britain for round number 3 of FRLT Tier 1. Season number 4, and it's a good getaway for Milan. He's side by side with Nardo. Nardo trying to bring the baton and already take the lead quite early on, and there's a car off in the distance. That was Nash. And Nardo takes the lead through into Village, and it's a brilliant start from the AMS driver. He's gotten the jump on the SKG driver, and now he is into the lead, and that's where he should be. We know his time was incredibly good in qualifying, pretty much unbeatable. And now heading towards Luffield. Let's see how they're going to do. Lewin Skiller's making the move. And it's 3 wide going on. A bit of bumping, a bit of bashing going on. Pishi battling over positions. Milan and Robbie. Everybody's going everywhere. A little bit of lag going on. Raz the Gamer, by the way, gets past Daniel for P5. Almost getting past him. Will he get past him in the end? We'll have to see in the next corner through Cops. And he does get past him. Oh, he's got off, though, while he's done it. But he was ahead anyway. So Raz the Gamer, I think, should be able to hold on to that position. Of course, it might go to the stewards. We'll have to see. But Raz the Gamer up into 4th. And LR pushing for big points once again here tonight. They're really wanting to jump up their championship order. And it is all going on now. Here comes Robbie. He's trying to make a move. And there's a swap happening at EVR. Side by side with the two there. And also Tibor also trying to get past Pishi as well. Or was it Pishi trying to attack Tibor? Into the next corner, into the chicane. Who's going to be going through here? Look at this. Tibor has it all happening behind him. As now, Pishi drops down to P10. He's having a really rough lap here. He's dropping down, and he's down to P11 now as Ryan Benink gets past him for P10. And that's a really bad exit for Pishi, and UFRT not having the best of starts, P11 and P12. But Tibor down the inside of the man of Daniel. Does he make the move? No, he can't. But around the outside comes Lewis with a bold move as he gets past Tibor for P7. And there's quite a few more cars behind the AMS driver who want to get past.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant racing. Here comes Zinks on the XPG Flame actually down the inside. He did have to start last because he did just join with 20 seconds back on the clock for qualifying. But just getting 3 positions on this opening lap, and he is hungry for more. Or he just gets shut down by Casper though. But that will not stop him. Goes inside, bit of contact free there. And I think Flame will just have to sit back for now and just wait for the DRS to come to him, which will be in very short time. Back at the front, Milan half second behind. I don't think they're going to be able to make a move, but a man who is able to make a move though is Robbie. I don't think he's to plug his battery, but Raza still very closely behind. Ooh, Raza very late braking, always goes straight into the back of him. Dusty Basine quite far behind with Lewis. In P6, very respectable. I think he did get past Daniel in the opening lap. Tibor down in P8.
Oh, some drivers off by the way.
And that is a cat.
Zinks and Shanez, I think that was. They both, I think, had a bit of a collision and dropped down the order they go. But I must say, Robbie's being very passive here, isn't he? He's very much waiting for his chance. But we'll have to see how long he can wait because Milan is losing a lot of time in the corners. And this could be a bit of a problem for instance, Robbie in this case, who was the closest on pace.
Yes, it will be indeed. I think that is the FRT car shopping place I just seen. But Robbie still very, very closely. I don't think we're not going to see a move in the top because they are a bit far behind. A bit too far behind, I mean, to make a move. But let's check on the midfield. That is Leon getting a bit close. Then the top runners are to Tibor. You can see that they're close, but like they're not close enough to make a move. Flame now into 14th, putting the pressure on.
Daniel's struggling a bit to keep up. Same for also Dusty Bassoon. They're both sort of over half a second behind the cars in front. And here comes the
Leon though.
Up to P10 he goes, and that's a strong move. Double overtake for the two in front. Ryan Benink helping himself to it. And look at this, Pishi absolutely making a ballsy move around the outside. And what a move that is from both UFRT drivers to go to P10 and P11. And that's good teamwork going on there. But the driver who I'm worried about is Tibor at the moment. Because Daniel's almost a second behind, by the way, already. But Tibor's matching his pace at the moment. But so are the 4 cars behind him.
Yeah, I mean, like, the reason why Daniel's off is because he's on hard tyres. But the driver I'm worried for is Lewis. He's on the soft tyre. I don't know what went through his mind, because everybody else apart from him and Daniel is on the medium compound tyre, which is the best option, really.
Yeah, I think it depends, because I think he'll go to the hards.
I think Daniel's trying the alternative strategy. Hard medium, I think, is trying, maybe even hard soft. But I don't think it will depend on how Lewis will get on with the soft tyre. Back at the front, that's a game. They're still putting the pressure on Robbie. Robbie getting a bit close now to Milan the last lap, and Milan is he going defensive? No, he's not.
He's going to be going up the inside. No, he doesn't. He just doesn't have enough straight. I don't think anybody has enough speed at the moment. As Tibor, by the way, jumps up to P7. That's going to be up to 32 points for AMS tonight. Which would be, I think, their biggest haul of points they've had all season. I mean, they've scored 39 points so far this season in 2 races. And in 1 race, they might be scoring 32 alone. So it might be a massive jump. But overall, they're looking quite off. Zinks is looking even further off. He's off the track. And he's dead last. XPG's hopes this race disappearing quite a bit. Zinks having a very difficult qualifying. Same for Flame, of course, joining late and not being able to set a lap. But at least Flame has made his way up to P13 and is getting closer and closer to those points positions.
Yes, it would. It would indeed. Zinks, absolute heartbreak. And then Stacanes goes by Nash, but he just fight back. let's see what battles are going on. Lewis, top 6, you can see right though, basically pushing Robbie across the racetrack once again, like, getting also close, but just doesn't have the straight line speed to pull out and make a move and go side by side with the up-to-rate driver to push himself up into the podium positions. But Robbie is quite close to Milan. It might see a bit of a three-way battle here, maybe a four-way battle, because here comes Milan to the inside, gets to be right before the braking zone, and moves up into the race lead. Can Robbie try and benefit from this? Really stick behind? He does stick behind, unless they all go marching one by one in the final chicane, entering lap 6 of the British Grand Prix.
Oh, look at that, the bird. Getting his way up to P8. Ryan Benink battling. Look at this, 3 wide. As we head towards turn 1, a few people had to back out. And Ryan Benink is battling over P8 here. So XR8 might be taking some decent points at the end of the night. Might be jumping up the order. At the moment, they would jump ahead of XPG. And look at that, look at Flame. He's just made a double overtake.
Whoa.
Whoa, we got
Yeah, I just seen that. Oh my word.
Oh my god. And there goes Rowan Skiller.
That is Luan.
Flying across the track there. No grip it seemed to be on that front end. The hard tyre is not working for Daniel at all. I think he's dropped 7 places now, I believe. Or he's dropped a lot of places, I think we do know. But we'll have a look actually at how many places drivers have dropped. Yeah. At the moment, Daniel's dropped 9.
Yeah, don't know. Yeah, it might just be the hard compound tyre. I don't know, maybe.
I think it very much is. I don't think anybody else has gone for it. Casper's down 7. Lewin's got down 6. The driver up the most is actually at the moment Flame up 9 and Lewis up 8. But look at this again.
Now they're down the outside.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some ping pong.
Very good move.
I think we're going to be seeing this. I think that's going to be the ping pong area. But what I've noticed is how drivers like the Bird are actually closing up to this battle, same as Tibble. They're actually closing up to the battle, and Tibble now, within a second, means officially we can say he's back into this battle over the win and over the podium.
Yes, indeed. We were like on about how Amos needed a good second driver a couple 20 minutes ago. Commentator curse, I guess. And now back in the battle for 8th, with small overtaking action, XPG Flame. What did the drive he's having? 9 position gained, and only 9 laps in. That's like a position a lap. But no, we will not see any overtaking action. What about back at the front? That's a game still stuck behind. That's a slide and a half, or is that just lag? I think he leads to the end.
I will say one driver who's the team that's actually you said who might be underperforming. You'll be keeping an eye on them is UFRT, who are on at the moment on for 5 points, which have pulled themselves ahead of SCT already. So maybe you said about you think they'd score 30 points or less in their entire run. Might not be true after this.
Oh dear.
Because at the moment, 5 points in one race. That's a pretty decent start. And Flame, though, down the inside he goes. And he does get Pishi for P10. And that's XPG back up into the points. And a bit of a change in the championship once again.
Yes, it is indeed. I think every point matters right now. Because XRA are only 3 points behind XPG. XPG Flame is going to play a bit of a big part in this championship battle as of right now. This is definitely one of the quickest out on track. Gained 10 positions in 8 laps. That is outstanding. Back at the front though, Raza Gamer, can he get by? No, it's not. It's a bit frustrating on both ends from me and Raza Gamer. Here comes Dusty Pursuit. It did get his foot ringing, but just not enough, really. TTR Wheeler's falling quite behind. I do think that's a compound tyre starting to wear off now. Table stopped quite a bit behind. I don't know what's gone on there. The Bird is quite behind him, and he is definitely quicker than him in a straight line. He's already gaining in Magazine Beckett's. But I do think they will gain, because this is very high downforce section of the track this is. But now we are on a DRS straight. which way will the bird go? Or will he sit behind? He's not going to sit behind. Goes to the inside. Here comes Ryan Benning. That is going to benefit from that. Is he good? Ooh, bit of contact match. Ryan Benning go over the curb and loses out, actually. Here comes Daniel around the outside and get it done before the braking zone. Ryan Benning backing out.
I think what's interesting to see is how nobody's... Like, in the first... Let's be honest, in the first 2 races, we haven't had anybody really dominate the races, have we? Points-wise, it's incredibly close. But I think what we're seeing now is, I think we're starting to see a bit more of a curve, sort of, even teams like VL, we're seeing sort of teams, we're starting to see who is there and who isn't. And I think we're seeing that HRT are on and off at the moment with their performance. Same, SCT's kind of at the back. Same with VEL. They seem to both be at the back. I think LR are kind of sitting in a weird zone, aren't they? Where they're not exactly right at the front, but they're not sort of lower down in the points. They're just kind of getting points here and there. So sort of, they're going to be hoping for some more points like this. But, I mean, for the first time ever, by the way, we might, not for the first time, but for the second time ever, we might actually have 3 different teams win the first 3 different races. But here comes Milan.
He wouldn't.
And he wants that to be SKG who get their first win in FRLT. AMS, of course, already having a huge amount of wins in this league already. To be fair, they have 14, if I'm correct. I think they have 14. They had 3 in season 1. 6 in their top. Yes, they would have 14 wins. They actually, AMS with the most wins out of any team. They have 14. But realistically, AMS not, they're going quite a while without a win. If they don't win this race, that would be the 5th race without a win.
Well, there's a bit of a draw for AMS right now. But there's a good chance that draw might end. Nardo still in 2nd position, still in the contention for the win. So, yeah, here goes Ryan Benink, though, down in 11th, very unlucky to lose out. Flame up into 7th, by the way, getting past the bird. Lewis, in a bit of his off on his own road, really. 1.6 seconds behind, but 2.1 seconds ahead. But now into Max and Beckett, will we see a gain or a loss from Milan? I think it is going to be a loss, now down to 3/10. Will Nardo be able to make a move? I don't think he's good. I don't think he's deploying his battery. He's going to sit tight for now. I think Milan just recharged his battery, but he just got a bit wide, and that might open the door for him. He's going to send it down the inside. No, he will not. They will all go marching one by one in the final chicane. And that is another lap completed onto lap 11.
And our first stop of the race, by the way, Lewis, heading into the pits. HRT to the pits, and he's the first. Ryan Benink, by the way, finds himself back up into the top 10. He's back into P9. I will say at the moment, it's an interesting one we're seeing sort of thrown up for a lot of the teams, the sort of top 5 on their own now in this race. I think we can agree they're very much on their own. But what would you say so far of sort of VEL's camp? I just want to mention about VEL quickly and their campaign. What would you sort of mention of it?
Out of Bahrain, they're very, very consistent. Oh, that's a bit of a slide on the half from Lewis. Very inconsistent, might I say. I know I said this before in Bahrain, but Simba, I think he got pole last season, down 12th. I don't know what's gone on at the very back of the train.
I think we've seen a lot more teams. I think they've stepped up their performance a bit this season. I think, last season, let's be honest, AMS won 5 out of the 10 races. VEL were never in a winning position, but they were in a podium contending position, all the time. But this season, I think because teams like XR8, it's 2 more drivers heading to the pits, by the way. I'm not sure who those were. I think that is Daniel and Pishi who both go into the pits. But I think because this season we've seen XPG have good performance, SKG have great performance, XR8, you've had LR with up and down performances. You know, we've had HRT, HRT, AMS, TTRE, for instance, as well. I think that's kind of pushed them out of the top 10 battle. I mean, they've scored... that's Tibor who's gone off, by the way. Tibor out of the points now, and so that's less points for AMS. And the chance to run away with the championship becoming even less for themselves. Even less points to be scored. But I think we could both agree, VEL are very much underperforming this season. They scored, over 40 points last season in 6 races? In 7 races, by the way. 7 whole races. They scored over 40 points. They've scored 4 points now in 2. It's not looking good. 20% of this, that means, they're only going to score possibly about, they're only going to score about 10 points this season at the moment. That's what they're on for. If, of course, we're side by side with Tibor, between Simba and Tibor, getting very racy there between the two, as Nardo turns to the lead. But I think we probably both agree that VEL are underperforming massively, and also they just don't look like they're the same team that we saw last season.
Yeah, it just... what's going on really with them? You do get another wave of pitch shots, obviously Bird coming into the pitch. But yeah, Simba, it's getting 10th right now.
Yeah, I think your mic has gone muted again, but that's alright. I'll let you sort that while we go on. This race is important. I think the team that this race is probably most important for is actually, I would probably say this race is most important for SKG, because they're sitting there kind of, sitting in a decent position at the moment in the championship. I think they're 5th in the championship at the moment, or 6th. So they're sitting there in a decent position for now, but they do need a big points haul like today. And if they get their big points haul today, at the moment, they would overtake TTRE, pull up into 5th or 4th in the standings, get ahead of a few other teams, and that's kind of what they really need. But I must say, the top 5 have been really passive this race, haven't they? They've been really, really passive and calm. Your mic is completely gone. Okay, doesn't matter. Technical problems, like usual. Terrible technical problems. As Ryan Benink and Simba head into the pits now. Feeling the medium tyres are gone. They're going to go to the softs. They've got to do 12 laps on the softs. They're thinking they can do 12 laps on the soft tyres. Flame, brilliant push up the order at the moment. He's absolutely on another one when it comes down to pace. Lewis sets the fastest lap, so HRT trying to take a fast lap. Now EVR do it. Nash also into the pits. As you can see, quite a few drivers pull out in front. Flame down to P6 now. P7, I should say. But Flame, at least if he would finish here, he'd score 6 points tonight, and it would be some points to take away, other than none. But the battle for the win, very much on. Still 5 drivers from 5 different teams, all in for a chance to win. This is crazy. And, by the way, all of these 5 teams haven't won yet this season. Your mic is gone again. Damn. But still. I think very much looking at AMS, they have the most wins out of any team in FRLT. They've competed in every single season. They have 14 wins in 3 seasons, almost 5 wins a season, which is incredible. But this season, no wins yet. They didn't win the final 2 races of last season either. So at the moment, if they don't win this race, they'll go 5 races without a win, which is their longest time without a win since season 1, I believe, which was the longest they went. I think they went 8 races without a win. I believe it was. I think it was 8 or 9 races without a win. I believe it was 8 races without a win in season won. So at the moment, they are really racking up a long time of not winning. But if they do win tonight, it'll be a pretty big win. Their 15th win in the league. Trying to get closer to that 20th win. This season, I think AMS knew that this season was going to be close. I think in qualifiers, I think they very much saw the times were quite good from a lot of teams. But I don't think they expected themselves having to battle with 4 other teams over a win and not win either of the first 2 races. And now here goes Milan. He gets past Robbie. Also makes his way past Nardo. And this is not looking good for AMS now. Who's going to go in? The top 3 all go in at the same time. They're all in. They all head in. 2 drivers stay out. That is, of course, the drivers of Dusty Bassoon and Razza Gamer, who are going to go another lap. And you are back.
Yeah, I know I am. I'm trying to connect my headset.
Yeah, I know, because you kept disappearing. But Dusty Bassoon now leads. EVR trying to count up maybe 1 lap to lead a race. But let's see, where is Mavers going to come out in all of this? He's into the pits. Where's Luke? Hang on. Wait. Hang on. Lewis has just taken the lead of the race.
I see.
Yeah.
Right, my headset refuses to connect. So I'm just going to raw dog it now. This is my new voice. Yeah, that's what has happened. How is Lewis in P3?
And he's lost it now immediately to Milan. But do you know the worst part here? Nardo is now P6 on the softs. He's got to do 10 laps, but he's now behind. He's got Milan and Robbie who are starting to escape away from him. And he's got Lewis as well to contend with a bit here. So this could be a bit of a problem. And here comes a big move from Robbie down the inside. He's trying to get that move past the Sauber. And he's going to use some overtake.
Oh, no.
As he makes the move, though. It's a clean and nice move up to P4. But for Nardo, it's not the move he needs. It's not where... Oh! As I think that was Robbie who just had to cut the corner a bit. But this isn't where Nardo wants to be. He's now in provisional P3, by the way. So he's dropped 2 places now. So that's 10 points lost for AMS. And that's only going to take them to what? 54 points in the championship. And there goes Nardo down the inside trying to make the move. It hasn't worked. Is he getting a little bit restless?
Maybe. I think the anticipation of wanting to get more points is kind of set in now. Unless Milan takes the official list lead and XPG Flames is the fastest lap of the race. Lewis is going to P4. I don't know what's happened. I've missed like 3 laps now. The bird at P5 and the Harris managed that.
These guys just stopped earlier on their tyres. As now the bird, by the way, gets past Lewis. He's still battling with Lewis, but he gets past him in the end for P4, sorry. So the bird, UFRT are on something else. Oh
no.
That's 2 cars on the wall. That's Daniel and Lewis in the wall. And Daniel's day was looking all right. And now it's all turned to pain. Oh my god. Massive crash. I saw them going off slowly just on the edge of the screen. And then I saw the yellow flag and knew it was them. But by the way, the battle is now down to just a 3-way fight.
It is indeed. You might see some more fighting going on. It's Nardo out of nowhere. He's watching me on board. I just see Nardo pop out of nowhere, move up into 2nd place. It's going to get first. No, it's not. It's going to wait, and I still go 1 by 1 again. Ula chicane. Nardo, very, very, very good move. Came out of nowhere, and it's actually the fastest lap. And it's actually fastest lap as well. I can't talk anymore. But Luan, beats that time with a 27.6 with another fastest lap of the race. Lewis and Dang the pit. I think that is to retire. Surprisingly not. That is a car. Oh, that is Sinks. Yeah, it is Sinks. Alright, that is wing damage as well. And that is down who retires from the session.
I mean, to be fair,
that
we've
is
made
wing
it quite a
damage
while, haven't we? 18 laps without a retirement. Pretty crazy. Ryan Benink! He's disconnected.
What? He's retired as well.
Has he? No, he
I
hasn't.
swear I've just been retired from the session.
No. That was Daniel, Jesus, don't say that, man.
Sorry, Ryan. I don't have an added, but I will try and
I've invited him.
say them. Okay, good.
Nardo, by
it's-
the way,
no,
is under attack again. Here comes Milan as he retakes the lead. I think the battle is really now a three-way fight. 3 teams, all for it. But we'll have to see, because we're about to go into lap 19, which means we haven't got long left, which means we have 7 laps of the race left, which isn't long to go. You know, we're really coming down to the final few laps here. Milan, Nardo, and Robbie are all in this. Dusty Bassoon, by the way, is showing some really good pace on those soft tyres. He's closing by 3/10 on the top 3. So Dusty Bassoon really showing some incredible pace at the moment. Same for Razza Gamer, and same for The Bird as well, who's also going pretty quick. Ryan Benink, by the way, in the pits is AI.
That is AI. Oh.
The man who won
Oh,
last
dear.
race, not having the luck of this race very much. But Flame in the points as well, so XPG on something. Lewis now retires as well. I think we're going to see quite a few of those. I will say, UFRT are doing very well this race. P6 and P7, that's some decent points. 14 points to take from the first race. Now, I'm going to hold you to what you said earlier. Oh! Simba's retired into safety car!
Oh, God, whoa.
This is going to change everything. Who's going to go in? I think everybody's going to go in.
Technical play from Ryan Benink.
Oh! And Robbie stays out!
Oh, what's he doing?
And so does Dusty Bassoon, and so does Razza.
Okay, I don't know what they're doing, but Milan bumps into the pit, and so does Nardo
But
onto a brand new fresh red tyres.
Dusty Bassoon and Razza are only on like 2-lap-old softs.
I know why there isn't box.
Why?
Qualifying.
Oh, yeah. They didn't
have anything to set. They have to stay out.
And Milan's going to come out in P4 at the end of this. But do you know what could happen here and now? We might actually see AMS not win. They took a poll, haven't they? They've already, before this race. They took it last race, didn't they?
Yeah, they did that.
Yeah. So this will mean they've had a 0% conversion rate to wins this season.
Oh, that's cold.
That'd be terrible.
It
But
would
this
be
is really
indeed.
bad. They'll only score 11 points, bringing to 50 points now, by the way. And if I'm correct, if XR8 win this, XR8 take the lead of the championship.
Oh my God, they do. That's like the first time, right?
Yeah. XR8 take the lead. I think SKG will move ahead of TTRE. It's a lot is happening. I don't know. We'll have to see. Because if Nardo loses... Because we know the Bird has been quite aggressive this race. Same as Lou and Skiller. And Pishi. They've all... And same as... By the way, we've also now got... We've got to count pretty much the top 9. All for a chance to win. Realistically. Because Flame has been very fast today. We can't lie. He's been on some incredible pace. So would I be surprised if he doesn't win? Like, would I be surprised if he won? I think it'll be a mega drive. Last to first. Quite literally. 20th to first. But would I think it... But is it out of the question? Definitely not.
Imagine we just go last to first. That would be absolutely...
That'd be, I think, the first time we would have ever had it. It would be a record.
Yeah. I think that is going to get maybe like 6 or 3 laps. No, I don't know where I've got 6 from. 5 or 4 laps to do it. The laps very counting down very, very quickly than Bahrain, I must say. But yeah, we have got 3 cars staying out. Should have had to stay out because you're qualifying.
But the thing is, they're on quite fresh softs, especially Dusty Bassoon and Razza Gamer, so they might not suffer from tyre wear too much. They might only be a slightly slower.
Yeah, but it might come back to bite them in the final lap when it does start to.
Agree. I do think after probably lap 25, they're going to struggle. If we go on lap 22, I think lap 25, probably lap 24 onwards. If we go on lap 22, they're going to struggle. I think for the first 2 laps they'll be ready to go, but then they'll struggle.
But it's still disconnected, so I do think they might go on to lap 22 under safety car conditions.
I'm going to ask you this. Who do you think is going to win? We need this prediction now.
I don't want to jinx it, man.
Just say it.
I think Milan is gonna.
Interesting.
Okay, Milan's gonna win.
Okay.
First process.
You know what? I'm just gonna say it for the fun of it. I'm gonna say Flame. I'm just gonna say it for the fun of it.
Well,
because last to first.
That
would be amazing though. Last to first. To be fair, that would be a massive accolade.
Look at the weaving going on the back.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Ready to go.
But remember, they can go whenever. Robbie has a choice for when he wants to go. Of course, he's got to wait for the safety car to go in. Gonna see, because he's gonna have that limiter. He is pushing the limiter. You can't lie. He's not going quite slow. When is he gonna go? He's going now. No, he's not. Yes, he is. Oh my God, it's chaos. Razza Gamer loses out there. Razza Gamer gets a 10-second time penalty. That's lost 1 car already. Jordy jumps some people up, but here comes Robbie. He leads away, and it's going to be even easier for Milan and Nardo, by the way, to make it through the order, because I can't lie, that restart might need to be looked at by somebody. Might be looked at by the stewards for the way he restarted. But we'll have to see, but you can see everybody incredibly close. No moves yet, though. Interesting to see, no moves made just yet. Heading down.
Yeah, no moves.
Through into the next 2 corners. Looking pretty nice.
Still no moves. Oh, here comes the bird. No, that's not the bird. That's Percy. He did get a nose in on Leon Skiller, but he did lose out. Leon Skiller up into 6th, by the way, out of nowhere.
Yeah, very good. Unlucky for Razza Gamer there. I do feel bad for him. Very unlucky.
16th.
Yeah. And especially because it was... We can't lie. Let's not lie. That restart from Robbie was questionable.
Yeah, here comes XBG Flame, though, basically pushing Pesci.
Here comes Dusty Bassoon. By the way, look at the lead. There's going to be a lot of changes around the outside. You can see everybody's going for it. 6 retires. And it's another safety car!
Huh?
It's another safety car!
For what?
It Zinx crashed.
Oh my God. Right, we're going to get like at least 1 lap of racing. No, 2 lap of racing.
What are we witnessing? What are we witnessing here?
Oh, that game was so lucky.
You know who's incredibly lucky here? Are the front 2.
Oh my God, they are.
They've been so incredibly lucky. They're going to be able to hold on to the lead for at least until, I'd say, lap 24 at least. But do you know what this does? Flames gained 1 place in 1 lap. If he does that for the next 3 laps, he'll be up to 5th. But we'll have to see, because that start from Nardo and Milan was not great. We can't lie, it wasn't a good one from... especially from Nardo. He struggled a little bit, same as Milan. They didn't get away too well. And the worst part was they weren't able to get the top 2.
Yeah, I told you I'd jinx it, honestly. But yeah, Milan not in a good position. I was just saying he's going to win. I told you I would jinx it. But the bird, P5.
UFRT going to score 16 points. And you said they'll score 30 at max across the season. And in their first race, they'll score 16.
Yeah, technically that's not 30 though, isn't it? So, like,
yeah, but that's in 1 race. Think about if they do that every race. In all, 8 races. Jesus. But I don't think they will. I think realistically, UFRT, I will say, have been quite lucky. I think they have been rather lucky.
Yeah, things have gone quite their way. But
safety car's still not coming in. We're going to only have 2 laps of racing.
We would, but look at Vash, he's actually sending it through.
Yeah, he is.
Like he's trying to catch up. So yeah, we are going to get 2 laps of racing, maybe even 1 if that's a game.
No, it will be 2.
Spins.
No, it will be 2. The game won't allow it for another lap. But this is going to be interesting. 2 laps.
They didn't get like 1 lap of racing in Abu Dhabi last season.
Yeah, this does. And do you know the craziest thing? We most likely will see a 3rd new team win this season. No team that raced last season have won. Actually, no. Scrap that. It was a good idea, but it wasn't. But basically, nobody... Like, we've had 3 different teams... We've had 2 different teams win the 2 opening races. We've had, I think, if I'm correct, 4 different teams win the last 4 races. Or I think it's 3 different teams win the last 3 races, including the ending at the end last season. So will we see a 4th team win this 4th race? This will be crazy.
It would be indeed. That's the game. Dropping quite far behind on what's going on through AI. But yeah, you're going to get 2 laps of racing, definitely. Let's just run you through. Robbie and Dusty Bassoon, if I just tune again, I'm just going to explain the whole thing going on. Dusty Bassoon actually stayed out despite 2 safety cars for like 5 laps. No, 4 laps, sorry. But then from Nardo all the way down to Casper, half box for Branishoft. Ryan Bennick is disconnected, so he will not get a remote chance of winning. And Raja Gamer, he also had a bit of an incident.
And it is
in the last lap now.
And it is going to be 2 laps of racing. 2 laps. 16 drivers left. And 2 laps of racing. The chaos I can see in my mind is... this is a chaotic end. 6 laps. The last 6 laps, 2 safety cars. And a battle between God knows how many teams to win. God knows how many drivers. Let's see. When is Dusty Bassoon going to go? Has he got... He's gone! He's gone already. And this is a good start from... That's exactly the restart Dusty Bassoon would have wanted. It's exactly what he needed, because he's flying away from Robbie now. Everybody's quite spaced out. It's exactly the start. And on to lap 25 of 26. 2 laps remaining of this race. And let's see who's going to win. We've got 5 different teams in that position to win. And already we're seeing some moves further back, I think. I think we could see Lewin Skiller getting in a bit of battle with the UFRT duo. Nash is jumping up the order. He's up to P12. I think that's Mavus, who's had a bit of a moment and spun round. So SET getting closer to the points, but they're still going to finish down in 14th and 15th in the end. But looking to the front, it is all going on. I think we've got Flame making a move on Pishi, by the way, up to P7. Goes the Ferrari, and that's another position gained and another 2 points gained for XPG in this incredibly difficult race. And we can see further out front, it is getting pretty crazy. Look at Nardo, he's all over the back of the Aston Martin of Robbie. But will EVR win tonight? Will they take, ultimately, their first victory in FRLT? Will it be XR8 to take their, I think, their 4th win in FRLT, back-to-back wins? Or will it be AMS or SKG? Who knows? Down the straight we go. Here comes Nardo. He pulls out to the right, to the inside line. We can see Robbie's using everything he's got. He's going to try and go round the outside. Has Robbie got it? No, he hasn't. And it's now left to Dusty Bassoon to race. Will AMS achieve their 15th win in their history in this league? Will they make it another groundbreaking victory towards the end? And DRS is now enabled. Look at how Nardo is getting closer and closer to that McLaren. It is going to become a very big threat in a moment. Here comes Nardo, all over the back of the McLaren. Look at this. And that is Robbie battling for his life ahead of Milan. And same for Dusty Bassoon. Lewin Skiller, by the way, battling with Flame over P6. So Flame making up another position and trying to get those points back in for the team of XPG. And look at this. He's battling with the Bird as well. This is becoming a 3-way fight over the points. Milan trying to get past the man of Robbie. He does. And around the outside he did it. And that is a move up the order. He's now going to chase after the two drivers in front. Is he too far back? We'll have to see. He is quite far behind. So let's see who is going to win. It is AMS versus EVR versus SKG. Are we going to see Dusty Bassoon try to hold up Nardo? Are we going to see that? He's trying his hardest to keep the speed. He's using all of the ERS he's got. Who's going to win here? Will AMS take their first win of the season? And will they convert it? And that is the lead for Nardo into Stowe Corner. And that is the move he needed to make. And through the final few corners into the chicane they go. It will be Nardo to take the top step and take AMS's first win of the season as Nardo wins in Great Britain in FRLT Tier 1 season number 4. And it is win number 15 for AMS.
Absolutely brilliant. I don't know how the drivers kept it clean. Not a single incident. I think that was Lauren Skiller went off at the end there. That should have ruined it.
And that's lost his position.
Nardo, last-ditch effort. P1, first win of the season for AMS. Very beautifully done. Absolute cinema, one might say.
Yeah, it was crazy. Absolutely crazy. No words. AMS on top for the 15th time, by the way. If we count all the Tier 1 races, we had 36. In 39 races, they've been on the top step 15 times. It's quite a lot in a short period of time. But they take the victory. But we'll have to see, of course, penalties. Penalties, we'll have to see. Nardo finishes first with the win, 25 points for AMS, included with a 6 for Tibble, which means, yes, they've scored 31 points altogether. Dusty Bassoon, 7th for second, a good podium for EVR, followed by SKG. Disappointment for Milan, but it's still a podium in the end. The Bird, great debut for UFRT with 4th and 8th. Robbie in 5th, Flame in 6th, Tibble in 7th, Pishi 8th, Shanez in 9th, and Jacob in 10th. Lewin Skiller and Razagame are having a very difficult race outside of the points in 11th and 12th. Casper in 13th, Nash in 14th, Mavers in 15th, and here are the retirees. Ryan Benink, Zinks, VL, Simba, Lewis, and Daniel in the end.
Yeah, very beautiful race. I think AMS will hang on to the championship lead for now. What do you have next on the calendar? I'm going to check.
Well, let's have a look. It is going to be Kota.
Ooh.
Kota
very
is
interesting
next.
One.
It's going to be It is going to be a very interesting one. But I'm going to ask you, who was your driver of the day?
Flame, definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there, Flame.
Yeah, just very, 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 very solid drive. 14 positions gained.
Incredible.
Brilliant.
Incredible drive. I think it could go down as the best drive we've had all season.
Yeah. And I think I've got to go now.
Well,
so
we're going to end the stream anyway. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please think about subscribing, leaving a like. Also, click on the notification bell to know about all the content we're going to be doing for the rest of the season, from shorts, videos, and, of course, the streams. Make sure to join us on Sunday for fours. We're going to be going to another race in fours. I don't know which one, but you'll find out when we get to it. Also, massive thanks to our affiliates, SimRacing Centre. Make sure to go check them out. Their Discord server is down below. Ultimately, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please think about subscribing and leaving a like. I'll see you very soon. Bye.
Bye.